This is the one sentence that will position people as the go-to expert in their niche before they ever build or run an ad or even finish a book. Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're going to talk about today, brother. It's the probably the coolest phrase I've ever given someone to go ahead and get immediate attention, build authority, get credibility. And I think it's something that can resurrect someone's credibility if they've gone through challenges. So I filed a bankruptcy before. I've had somebody hit my lightning on my watch. And I've always wanted to know what I could say to go ahead and get people's attention and attract them to me, especially when I've had challenging things happen in my life. So that's the one phrase that we'll be talking about today.
I love it. And you brought up the bankruptcy, and you've had ups and downs, and you've built a 7-figure business. Trevor Crane is actually the publisher of many books, including, Media Secrets, a media training crash course.
I think I have that one.
By me. But you are the publisher, and the angle that we're talking about today about attracting high-paying clients is not one I hear publishers talking about, because they talk about like, hey, let's publish your book and I just want to make money on this book. And, that's the end of the conversation. What I liked about working with you was you're like, no. This is one piece of the puzzle. Everybody wins if we figure out how this supports your overall goal, which for many people could be attracting high-paying clients or making something happen. And I'm sure they can modify the phrase.
So they can, I'm going to give you the phrase, which is like a recipe for success. I'm putting on my shades right now because this is so cool. Your success, your future is so bright, you're going to have to wear shades is kind of my point here. Dude, yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, a new contact that worked with a major publisher. And she said, it's so disheartening when she's working in the boardroom with some of these authors who are not having the successes that they want with their book. And they're missing this one thing. So tell me when you want me to share it, and then we can.
I don't want to make anybody wait. Let's get into it. That's what this podcast does. We get right to the game changer, and yours is this phrase. Let's hear it.
So here's the thing: is that I think what people want most, as far as business owners, thought leaders, whatnot, is we want to get attention, gain attention, and I promise that this will help you attract high-paying clients. What we want to focus on here is positioning. So how do you position yourself in the marketplace? Most people will position themselves kind of in the middle of the road. They don't want to be too high. They don't want to be too low. And then if you think about roadkill, it ends up the animals get killed in the middle of the road. And this is where most people choose. So the positioning statement here, this authority statement is what it is it's a one phrase. It's 15 words that anybody can post right now while you're watching this. And I'll give you the context because this is positioning you as the authority. It's positioning you as a potential author. And if you look at the word authority, AUTHOR, that's the word author. And these 15 words are, I'm so excited because check it out, guys. I am a publisher. And if you're watching this video right now, I want to publish your book. So dude, you could tell the world right now, I'm so excited. And this is like a little bit of a vulnerable statement. This is like an authentic, even a statement that starts with humility. I'm so excited. Like it's kind of fun. And then you say, I just met a publisher who wants to publish my book. And you can genuinely tell the world. Now, some people will call baloney, Jess, and they're going to say, hey, well, I'm just watching the Game Changer podcast. But like, what I want to do is I'll give everybody a gift today where they can go take a free quiz, this assessment, and you can just find out what kind of author you might be. And then you can genuinely connect with me, and I can go ahead and you can take this 2-minute assessment, and I can help you determine what type of author you might be. And if you post these 15 words, dude, I have seen this little thing on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, attract more attention than people's marketing that they've been putting out for years. Like this is like right up there with like babies, babies being born, new puppies, things like that. If you post, I'm so excited, I just met a publisher who wants to publish my book. That's the authority statement. What you're going to get feedback about is people are going to be celebrating you. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to get more engagement and attention with this one thing. And it positions you as a man or woman in demand, somebody who's like actively being sought out. You don't have to work with me. That's not the declaration. You're just making this authority statement that has humility with it, which is kind of nice because it's not just bragging. It's celebrating And what you're going to find is the world will celebrate with you. And this is going to be one of the first things you want to do is position yourself well. And Jess, I can give you the follow-up on this because this is to position high-paying clients. But any questions? I know you know this because you've experienced it. What are any questions or thoughts?
Oh, well, I want to make sure we have all 15 and we'll put it up on the screen. But you didn't have it as refined when I first joined you, and now you have really refined. You basically had me do this, but now you have it as 15 words. And it was to not promote, but to celebrate that something big is happening. And I can only talk about my experience was hundreds of people. Oh man, what is this? Holy cow. You have a bunch of other layers where you're getting them more and more involved, like which book cover I'm trying to figure out. I like this one. I like that one. And all these people were more invested along the journey and may even have ideas. And some of the ideas did end up affecting my book. And people should be able to even use this formula. Formula. Did I just put an R on the end of that?
Formula.
Formula elsewhere. I'm from New York, so what are you going to do with it? Although, no, it's people down south. They say banana and pizza. Anyway, back to this.
Not people in New York right now.
But people can use this for something else. So give us the 15 words one more time.
I'm so excited. I just met a publisher who wants to publish my book. And don't mess this up with images and video and sentences before and sentences after. See, if you sign a book deal with me, I'm going to meet with you about what the best book is to write. And we're not just going to go ahead and take your first idea. I mean, it might be, and sometimes it is, but often, like, I want to only publish successful authors. And what we do differently, and I own a publishing company called Epic Author, but we help our authors create success before their book comes out. So, like, Jess, one of the favorite things I have about your story, and most, like 99% of our authors, is that they experience successes before. And part of that is this one phrase I'm giving everyone now. And Jess, every time I give this to people, there's a half of the room is going to say, I'm not going to do that yet. They have some reason for not taking action. So they're going to give you this amazing game-changing thing. And when they do nothing, they're going to get nothing. The other half of the room will have the courage to just post this on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, right now in this second. I would love to show you screenshots of this so you can see how much engagement. This will start getting you that attention right away. And now you can follow up. And just what you said is the experiences and the continual communication with this audience, potentially from this one new thread. You can ask for introductions and you can ask for help in interaction. So we get to test and validate your content in the marketplace. So what I help our clients do, like Jess, when you did this, I don't know if you remember this, but you made more money in the pre-promotion of your book than it cost to work with us for a year to help you make this happen. So in the first 30 days, when you launched your bestseller and when we tested and we're looking at validating your content in the marketplace, there were times we had great ideas, but they didn't land well. And there were times we had ideas we didn't think were going to be that good, or we threw some stuff out there and the peanut gallery, our audience, the mentors, the people that we're looking to connect with and we want to, they help us change our messaging. So this is like co-creation. And I think it's one of the most phenomenal ways that you can establish authority because really successful, intelligent people would love to help you. That's their thing, is they want attention and interact with you. And if you ask them for help, again, it's approaching it with humility. It just like bypasses filters. And I'll give you the 7 magic words to follow this up that can help you get these guys and gals on your calendar. So you have promotional partners, people wanting to work with you, pre-ordering your book, and just experiencing just a little bit of the results that you had when you did this with me. I think it took you a month or two to capitalize on this because you were getting the momentum and building your brand and crystallizing your message. That's what this can help people do.
Yeah, maybe it took me a month, but it also took me 6 years before I met you, where my book, I would write and then I would stop and months would go by and things would change. I'm like, oh, I got to go back and rewrite things that I did and nothing would happen. So that was a fast month because I had an event coming up in 3 months and you said, okay, well then we'll just have the book published by then. I was like, I can't even finish writing it. And I was focusing on the wrong things. Let's do a speed round as we finish this out. And I appreciate you giving the game-changing authority statement that will get people high-paying clients. So a speed round.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter, who's now a teenager. How many books has she published? How many have become bestsellers?
My 17-year-old will be 18 this month, and she has 12 number one best-selling books. Maybe I'm wrong, and it's 11, but she became a best-selling author on her 8th birthday. And Jess, I know you said speed round, but you know me, as soon as you give me a chance to talk, I'm going to go and do something. So I want to offer everybody here a publishing deal. So you just got offered a publishing deal. If you're look at I've got a little seal that we send you this. And what I want to do is go to epic.media/AA. And it sounds for like an assessment. And I'm going to give away this quiz where in just 2 minutes, you can take this little quiz and you can understand what type of author you are. Because you're mentioning my daughter, like she was a creative author, and understanding how she could monetize and build her authority. Like she didn't care, man. Between 7 and 8 years old, she didn't care. But brother, when she was 9 years old, she did a 1-hour workshop and made $2,000 because of the attention and how she leveraged her creative authority. And she also had someone that helped know how to orchestrate all that for her. But like, dude, she achieved something at the very beginning of her journey of becoming an author that like most business owners will struggle for years to accomplish, and so yes, that's a speed round. Sorry, that wasn't very speedy.
I know it wasn't, but I'm glad that you gave that away. We don't want to forget to do that. And we made sure to put that on the screen. Of course, people listening on audio, we'll just say the URL again.
Epic.media/AA.
AA.
AA.
And funny that you said the courage that people might have to post to the world. Oh, I'm going to be doing something. Maybe I won't post because maybe I won't follow through. And I haven't followed through in the past. And that's real. We've all felt that. You and other people have pushed me to, you should be posting about this. And I'm like, let's see what happens.
This is what, like, let's be real about what, was it 8 years ago we published your book, something like that? So I don't know what it was, but brother, one of the things you wanted to do was write your book. And when we met, I remember we had a long conversation. When we talked about this one day, we had an hour conversation about your creation of how you're going to make this better. And I listened to all of that. And we were friends at this stage. And I'm like, yes, do you really want my advice? Are you really asking? And I said, why don't you promote and celebrate instead? And you're like, but. And I'm like, dude, go use this phrase or another phrase like that and just go start promoting it. And you achieved number one bestseller status before you wrote your book. You created new pre-order buyers. We sold a course you hadn't made because we just announced that it was coming out. So the positioning statement here for everyone is you're announcing that you're doing something cool. And when you announce that you're doing a book, it just sounds cool. And then this almost makes total sense to everybody, guys. If you go ahead and say, can you help me? I'm looking for, can I interview you? Or who do you know I can interview? And those are the 7 magic words, dude. The 7 magic words to follow up with this when you have someone who you might want to work with is, can I interview you for my book? That's the 7 magic words, brother. And that will open almost any door to almost anyone. I've met millionaires and billionaires and celebrities from Shark Tank or big YouTube channels. And they just can't bypass this thing because you're complimenting them in this statement. And it positions you as an authority with one authority statement.
You are creating epic authors every single day. I am honored to have been one of your epic authors. I guess I'll ask you a couple of quick things because I said speed round, but it doesn't really matter to me. I really wanted you to be able to share that one big thing, that one thing that would change the game for people, and you did it today. I love that you have gotten your kids involved and they do fun things and people should go and follow.
Did you know Maverick is 7? In Maverick 7, he's a best-selling author. So my newest, I've got 2 new kids and they've got books that are coming out.
I did not know. That was the question. I was trying to lightly not paint you into this corner because I was going to say he has 2 more kids. And okay, if the first one became a bestseller at 8, well, I know that Maverick, is that a great name, everybody? Maverick? You should title a movie. Anyway, that's something else. But it's such a great name. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
One is called Shark Tooth. And then I remember one of the other ones was Kitty Wars, like Star Wars, and it was cats. And then you had a big premiere. Say, I love the way you think. And there are all these ways to have a lot of fun, to be able to create a business out of something. You figured, why not share this even with my own kids? And usually you work with adults.
I published your son. Your son did a book with us.
My son Miles was 19 and in college now. When he was, I think, 11, you said, and kids should be doing it. And So you got him involved and one of his friends, Lawrence, and your daughter and one other kid, and they all wrote a book together. He's going to find it. I don't have it close by. And then they did one. So it's wild. But the thing is, anybody could. That was the point of it, right? That anybody could.
So
Right.
this is my daughter's first book. This is my daughter's second book. And for those of you that are just listening instead of watching, I'm holding up pictures of my daughter's books. One of them we did as a movie, and I invited Mr. Jess Todfeld here to come to the movie premiere that we did at a movie theater, and I had Jess dress up like Chewbacca.
Now, I will say, and that's exactly where I was going to go with some of this, was I showed up. Now, I did not show up in a Chewbacca suit. I don't own that. But Trevor Crane did, because this kid had this movie and said, we're going to have a red carpet. We're going to have a Chewbacca suit. And then he ran over to me, because at this point we were friends, originally publisher. And then he's amazing. And I'm honored to have you as a friend. And you said, would you be willing, please, to be in the Chewbacca suit?
Sound like that. I didn't sound.
And so then I just said, and that was the end of that. And rose to that occasion. And I think the kids liked it.
Yeah, I just thought you were taller, because I thought you'd be a big Chewbacca and sort of like an average size, like more like a teen Chewbacca. I'm
I will
trying
try to grow more next time. More.
Here's your son's book. This
Yeah.
is your son's book, The Mirror.
That's right, The Mirror.
We announced that we were going to do something, and we celebrated it, and then we made it very, like, we try to make it fun. So I always want to have, like, play the epic game and have fun. I want to go ahead and find a way to promote and invite people to become part of it. And then you try to harass your friends into going ahead and doing something silly if you get a chance to do that. But we put on a party or an event, and I do them virtually. I'll do them physically, like you just mentioned. We did one. What most authors miss, and what most people fail to do in their business, is they fail to do enough marketing. And marketing is just communication. And one of the things that they fail to do is to position themselves as the authority, which is why I'm giving you that authority statement. And then to follow up with that, to ask for help and engage and try to get a group of people to try to help you make this better.
I love it. We'll leave them wanting more. And you even have a book called How to Write the Right Book. And that's what people should do, since you almost wrote the wrong book and you retitled it off of what the crowd said is the right thing to do. Trevor Crane, you are the best. Thank you for being my friend and also my publisher.
Pleasure to be here, brother. And I can't wait to meet someone from your audience, someone who's listening to this right now, offer you a publishing deal. And make sure you just go to epic.media/AA. That stands for author assessment. And you'll discover what kind of author you are in 2 minutes. And you'll get this really cool report that'll give you some advice that you can take right now and go execute on. And make it rain, baby. Make it rain.
Make it rain.
We're just going to freeze with that. I need my umbrella.
That's where they'll cut out. Like when we were kids, they would freeze remember they would, at the end of a sitcom, they go, let's both do that right now. Let's have that be the out. Trevor Crane, it's great to have you here. No, you got to freeze. No, we'll do that again. All right. Trevor Crane, it's great to have you here. I can keep doing this and then he won't know when to stop. We'll see how we use that. They did that when we were kids. Do you remember that at the end of the Naked Gun TV show, which was called something else?
There was a Naked Gun TV show?
Yes. It was before the movies. And then it would end and they would go like this and the credits would come up, but you could see that they were just going like this. And there'd be like a monkey walking around in the background. And you could see that they would kind of go like breathing. They're like, and it made you sit there the whole time.